On June 1st, Ukraine achieved what many considered unthinkable. Through an operation called Spiderweb, Ukrainian forces destroyed a large segment of Russia's bomber fleet by deploying drones that had been secretly inserted into Russian territory. This stunning maneuver sent a clear signal to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Whatever confidence he previously had in Russia's territorial security was shattered. The attack demonstrated that Ukraine could strike within Russia at any time. In response, Putin began relocating aircraft to remote areas, even if it meant weakening Russia's aerial offensive power. His fear drove action. Russia started transferring strategic bombers to isolated bases in Siberia. On June 11th, The Telegraph reported that some of Russia's most valuable aircraft were being moved to airfields in the most secluded corners of the country. This retreat highlighted an unspoken reality. Putin no longer trusted Russia's air defense systems to protect its key military assets. Among the aircraft moved were two 160 strategic bombers. Two of these were flown over 4,000 miles to Anadyr Air Base in Siberia. Also known as Ugolny Airport, this dual-use military and civilian facility has existed since the 1950s. During the Cold War, it hosted bombers like the Tu-95 and Tu-22M3. Anadyr is about 410 miles from Alaska, tucked away in Russia's Chukotka Peninsula. It is now functioning as a distant sanctuary for these bombers, presumably beyond the range of Ukrainian attacks. Reports from the Kyiv Independent and AgentsTvo Telegram channel confirm these moves. Putin allegedly ordered the Tu-160s to leave Belaya airfield in Irkutsk and Olenya airfield in Murmansk, both of which were targeted in the June 1st strike. Other aircraft have been rerouted to bases in Kamchatka and Tatarstan, including Yelizovo and Borisoglepskoye. Satellite imagery published by AgentsTvo backs up these claims. As of June 5th, 7 Tu-160s had left Belaya, and 3 were pulled from Olenya. 2 bombers reached Anadyr, 3 were sent to Borisoglepskoye for upgrades, and another 3 made it to Yelizovo. But the Tu-160s weren't the only ones being moved. Any bomber that could be a future target of Ukraine's drones was relocated. This evacuation began the day after Operation Spiderweb. 11 Tu-22M3s were transferred from Olenya to Ukrainka airfield in the Amur region. 6 more Tu-22M3s were sent to Engels 2, accompanied by 4 Tu-95MS bombers. Another 4 Tu-22M3s ended up at Mozdok Air Base in North Ossetia, previously unused in the war. This wasn't a planned redeployment. It was a hasty retreat driven by fear. Putin now sees Operation Spiderweb as a warning of potential future attacks, and that fear is paralyzing Russia's ability to conduct long-range bombing missions. Why is the Tu-160 so important to Putin? According to The Telegraph, it's one of Russia's most advanced bombers, capable of flying at supersonic speeds and carrying nuclear warheads. Despite its age, it entered service in 1987. It remains a cornerstone of Russia's strategic bomber force. Russia built 41 of them. The Tu-160 can reach 1379 mph a day, though it typically cruises at 570 mph north. It has a flight range of more than 7,500 miles and can remain airborne for up to 15 hours without refueling. It can also be outfitted with an arsenal of weapons, including 12 Kh-55MS cruise missiles, each with a range of over 1,800 miles. The aircraft can also carry Kh-15P missiles with 550-pound warheads and a range of 124 miles, along with up to 40 tons of aerial bombs. In short, the Tu-160 is a formidable weapon, and Putin is hiding it. So why hide something so powerful? The answer is Operation Spiderweb. On June 1st, Ukraine used around 100 FPV drones in a coordinated strike launched from within Russia itself. The drones were covertly transported by unsuspecting Russian truck drivers. It was a modern Trojan horse. The operation damaged 41 Russian aircraft, most of them Tu-95s and Tu-22M3s, central to Russia's missile strike capabilities. Ukraine reportedly caused around $7 billion in damage and disabled roughly one-third of Russia's cruise missile bomber fleet. NATO's Supreme Allied Commander Transformation, French Admiral Pierre Vandier, praised the attack, calling it a modern version of the ancient Trojan horse. Ukrainian agents had spent months creating transport companies and logistics networks inside Russia. When the attack began, those agents were already out of the country. Putin now faces a dilemma. He can either keep his remaining bombers close enough to strike Ukraine, but risk another Ukrainian infiltration, or move them far away and lose much of their strategic bombing reach. He chose the latter. Russia has only 16 to 18 operational Tu-160s left from the original 41. Some were lost in the June 1st strike. Each bomber costs around $500 million, making it Russia's most expensive aircraft. In contrast, the US B-52 costs around $94 million. Russia simply can't afford to lose more. Despite efforts to produce new Tu-60s, 10 were ordered in 2018, only 2 have been completed since the full-scale invasion began in 2022. Sanctions and financial constraints have slowed production to a crawl. The Tu-160 also plays a vital role in Russia's nuclear triad. The Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation states Russia holds 5,977 nuclear warheads, of which 1,588 are deployed. Its nuclear delivery systems include submarines, ICBMs, and strategic bombers like the Tu-160 and Tu-95MS. These bombers can launch around 700 nuclear warheads combined. Ukraine's drone strike didn't wipe out this aerial capability, but it weakened it significantly. And Putin, who often uses nuclear threats to project power, now faces limitations. After the strike, bombers were pulled back, and Russia began fortifying airfields with earth barriers, radar-guided guns, and electronic jammers. These defensive moves consume resources. Russia must now reallocate troops and specialists who might otherwise support frontline operations. Meanwhile, Ukraine has gained breathing space to prepare counteroffensives. Operation Spiderweb did more than destroy aircraft. It exposed flaws in Russia's defense systems, nuclear strategy, and leadership. By moving the Tu-160s to distant airfields, Putin has made Russia's military posture weaker, not stronger, and Ukraine, through creative strategy and bold execution, has reshaped the war's trajectory.